My name's Ariel, and I'm going to be making the ancient Roman dish called Patina De Piris. It is a pear souffle. One of the ingredients is kind of hard to find, but easy to make. It's called pasum. It is a sweet raisin wine, so we'll start with that. So the sweet raisin wine pasum was commonly used to sweeten foods in ancient Rome. So to start making ours, we're going to take half a cup of golden raisins into a saucepan. And on top of that, pour 2 cups of our sweet white wine. I'm using Moscato. And then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of honey. So we're gonna turn our burner on to a low heat setting, low to medium. We want to bring the liquid to a bubble, but we don't want it to boil. If any foam starts to collect on top, we will skim it off, but that's a cue that it is too hot and we need to bring the temperature down. So now that we are barely bubbling, we're gonna go ahead and reduce the heat to a simmer. We're gonna cover the pot with a lid and let it sit for 8 to 10 minutes. So once this is done, we would pour it into a bowl. And then once it's completely cooled, we would strain out the raisins. And to store it, you would place it in a glass jar with an airtight lid. Okay, so now we're gonna begin working on the dish itself, the Patina De Piris. So this is a pear dish. So we're gonna start with 1 kilogram of pears peeled and cored. So I'm just going to use my slicer to make it a little bit easier to remove the core. And then use my paring knife to just remove only the layer of skin on each slice. So you can see I've placed our peeled sliced pears into a pot of water. We're going to boil them until they're tender. So we'll go ahead and put our lid on and get the stove on to a medium-high heat. When I was weighing out my pears, the 1 kilogram worked out to be 4 to 5 pears, just kind of depends on their size. And in pounds, it was just a little bit over 2 pounds. Okay, so now we're gonna begin combining our ingredients. So I boiled our pear slices until they were fork tender. I strained them and I've got them in a bowl now. So I'm gonna mash them into a puree. And you can use a fork for this, the back of a spoon. I just like this tool, it makes it easy. Okay, so now that we've got our pear pureed, we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. So we've got our pasum that we made. We've got 100 milliliters of that, so we'll pour that in. And the flavor of the wine definitely changed when it was cooking. It's a different kind of sweet now, thanks to the honey. And now we've got 4 more tablespoons of honey going in. And then we have got 1/2 teaspoon of cumin and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt is kind of in place of liquamin. Liquamin is a salty fish oil, which you can use a fish oil if you'd like. But I'm using salt. And then we're gonna add some black pepper in. The recipe doesn't call for an exact amount, it just says to taste. So we won't be shy. And then about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And we will mix to combine. All right, and then next we're gonna add in 6 eggs. And I've gone ahead and cracked mine already. So we'll add those in. and then stir to combine. Okay, so now that we've got everything combined, we're going to lightly grease our pan here. You can use a casserole dish. I don't have one, so I'm just using my pie dish. So I just like to use a little bit of olive oil on a paper towel and then rub the inside. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and pour our mixture in. It smells really good. It definitely has some savory notes to it and doesn't smell as sweet as a lot of the desserts that I'm accustomed to, but it smells nice. It smells similar to a custard. All right. So now that we've got our mixture in our dish, we're gonna put it in the oven. I've gone ahead and preheated it to about 375, and we're gonna let it cook from 20 to 30 minutes. And once it's totally set, then we can take it out of the oven. All right, so I've taken our souffle out of the oven. It's set up. I checked it with a toothpick just to be sure, and it came out clean. So in the recipe, it says you can top it with a little extra black pepper. So we will go ahead and add a little extra on top.